For years, we've all been told that technology is the key to growth. But what if that's actually the wrong place to start? Today, we're talking about a huge shift in thinking, moving from a technology-first mindset to a customer context-first strategy. And we're going to see how AI is the one tool that can finally unlock it all. But before we get there, we have to tackle a really big question. You see all the hype, all the investment. So why on earth are so many AI projects just falling flat on their face? 70%. Just let that sink in for a moment. That is a massive amount of wasted time, money, and opportunity. But you know what? There's a really simple reason this keeps happening. And here it is. This is the whole thing right here. Projects fail because we're asking, hey, what can this cool new AI tool do? Instead of asking, what does my customer actually need? We're starting with a hammer and then looking for a nail. The rest of our time here is all about flipping that script. So let's just be really clear. The old way of looking at customers, that neat, tidy sales funnel we all learned about in business school, yeah, it's completely useless now. The difference is just night and day. We used to think the customer journey was this predictable, straight line. Our teams were like a human firewall, just filtering messages, and decisions, they were simple cost-benefit equations based on basic demographics. But the new reality is this messy, dynamic, omni-channel world. Our people aren't firewalls anymore. They're human connectors. And customers aren't just looking at the price. They're evaluating an entire value ecosystem based on their real-time behavior. Okay, so if the old map is useless, what does the new one look like? To find our way in this new reality, we need a totally new framework, one that's built from the ground up to understand what really makes a modern customer tick. And you know what? It all comes down to a really powerful, but simple framework. The entire universe of what your customer is thinking and feeling can be understood through these 4 pillars: value, information, communication, and convenience. Let's break them down real quick. First up, value. And this goes way, way beyond the price tag. Is your customer just trying to solve a basic problem, or are they trying to align with a certain culture or lifestyle? Or maybe they're looking for a very clear financial win. Understanding which level of value they care about most, well, that's everything. Second, we have information. Today's customers, they're basically professional researchers. They're looking for proof, case studies, reviews, what their peers are saying long before they ever even think about talking to you. You have to know where they're looking and what kind of proof they need to build that trust. Third pillar, communication. This isn't a one-way street anymore where you just blast out messages with a megaphone. Customers want to be part of a conversation, a community. They want to share their experiences and feel like they're actually being heard. It's all about connection, not just broadcasting. And finally, convenience. Look, this one is completely non-negotiable. If your process is clunky, difficult, or slow, it's a deal breaker. A smooth, frictionless experience from the very first click to the final delivery, that's not a bonus feature anymore. It's the absolute baseline. Okay, so knowing these 4 pillars is great, but insight without action is, well, it's totally useless, right? So the real question is, how do we take this deep understanding of our customer's context and actually turn it into action? It's really a simple 2-step dance. First, you motivate. You use all those insights to spark genuine interest, to create real desire for what you offer by sharing exactly the right piece of knowledge at exactly the right time. And then, once they're motivated, you mobilize. You get them to actually do something, talk about you, look for more information, or walk into your store. And right here, this is where it all clicks into place. Understanding value, motivating people, mobilizing them. Trying to do all that at scale for thousands of customers seems impossible, but it's not. This is the exact point where AI stops being a buzzword and becomes your single most powerful strategic tool. So let's just circle back to this one critical point before we look at the solution. The big mistake, the reason for all that failure, is starting with the tech instead of the customer need. With that in our heads, let's completely flip the model. The solution is to think differently, using a strategy we call the market gap scanner. So instead of starting with, what can AI do? We start by systematically identifying the gaps in the market where AI can create real, tangible value for both the customer and for your business. So how does it work? Well, you use AI as this incredible analysis engine to scan the entire landscape and answer 3 huge questions that a human team just never could. Number 1, what are the unstated, hidden needs of your customers? 2, where are the blind spots? What are your competitors just completely missing? And 3, what unique strength does your company have to meet that need better than anybody else? And when you think like this, it reframes everything. Suddenly, AI isn't an IT project you have to justify, it's your strategic compass. It's the tool that points you directly to those hidden pockets of unfulfilled customer value. And that is the only true source of real, sustainable growth. So I'll leave you with this question. Just for a minute, forget about the technology. Think about your customer. Where is the value that they are desperately looking for but not finding? Where is your next huge growth opportunity hiding in plain sight? And how can you use AI, not as a piece of tech, but as your compass to finally make it visible?